Welcome everyone to the Timothy J. Burvid ice hockey rink here in Buffalo, and welcome to the sectional quarterfinals. And it's the St. Joe's Marauders coming in the top seed with a record of 12-2, taking on the Amherst Tigers, a 2-14-2 overall record. And hello everyone, I'm Walter John Sears, and to my left is Mark Jaggard, who will be on the ice, and he'll be our third man tonight, and our color man, Frank Stewart. And Frank, it truly is a tough contest for Amherst, a David and Goliath contest, not too many.
Tom Buckley, a senior, 6'2", 205 pounds. He plays with tremendous intensity on both ends of the ice. He loves to hit, and he'll give you everything he's got in every shift. Look at the goals scored this year: 13 goals, 16 assists, and 29 points. He is their second leading scorer in Western New York Federation play, and they're number 1 in their division in Federation play and number 3 in the state in large schools. So that's a very, very formidable program under their head coach, John Mickler.
Well, it's a matchup of the top seed against the bottom seed, St. Joe's being the top seed. Well, Mark, on the other side of the coin, how about David in this story, the Amherst Tigers?
Right, Amherst comes into the game, as you said, the lowest seed, and they're the 8th seed of the 8-team league, winning only 2 games this year. But look for Amherst to employ a neutral zone trap, a system where they can clog the neutral zone in the passing lanes in an attempt to slow down the much more talented St. Joe's team. We will also need a big game out of the goaltender for Amherst, who is number 30, Chris Sherman.
And Chris Sherman, certainly, Mark and Frank, will have their work cut out for them. And Chris Sherman, as you see, not a big guy, and they have a lot of underclassmen on the Amherst team, so they certainly will improve as the years go on. Sherman is only 5'4", by the way. And as in every game, in every sporting event, there are keys to the contest, Frank. We know it's a mismatch, but what do the St. Joe's Marauders have to do to win this game?
Well, of course, one of the main things for St. Joe's is to stay out of the penalty box. If you give an underdog team an opportunity to take the game away from you, very often it will happen. So they've got to keep their composure on the ice and play as well as they can. Focus on this particular game. There's nothing easy. Although you finish in first place, you never know in playoff hockey what the outcome will be. And of course, get off to a fast start. Put them on their backs early and keep the pressure on throughout the contest. If they're able to do that, the St. Joe's team should come up with a fairly comfortable win here. In fact, talking to the Amherst coach, he does not like their chances tonight. He figures they're undersized and sized and outmanned.
Well, one game and anything could happen, Mark. It's a monumental task. But what do the Amherst Tigers have to do to win this game? Their keys are.
Right. What Amherst is going to need to do, first and foremost, is they're going to have to rise above the occasion with the talent level. They're obviously mismatched, so they're going to have to play a much more talented team and try to somehow compensate for that. They're also going to need a lot of bounces and a lot of breaks in the game. And lastly, they're going to have outstanding goaltending from the goaltender that we mentioned earlier, Chris Sherman.
They're going to need Sherman to have the type of game where he might be standing on the top of his head, according to our stat sheet. He's going to really have to keep them in here, Mark. He really has his work cut out for him.
Right, we have Sherman listed with over a 900 save percentage, so hopefully he can be equal to the task.
Well, let's take a look at the edge board, and as we know, it's going to be all St. Joe's. Goaltending, an edge to St. Joe's. Defense, we'll give it to St. Joe's. The forwards to St. Joe's. The special teams to St. Joe's, and the intangibles to St. Joe's. Frank, what about Amherst?
Well, they showed up, so they got to be on the board. They're here.
They're
ready to go.
Let me say this about Amherst. I looked at their roster very quickly, Mark. They have 2 8th graders on the team. They have a couple of freshmen. They have some sophomores. They're very young.
Right, they're definitely looking towards the future. This is a stepping stone for them, and hopefully down the road they'll be able to play a little bit more competitively.
And our first game, Frank and Mark will be back along with Walter John for the play-by-play. Our first game of the playoffs and continuing coverage here on Adelphia Cable Sports. It's the Amherst Tigers, the 8th seed, taking on the number 1 seed, the St. Joe's Marauders, and we'll be back with the starting lineups and the goaltenders next on Adelphia Cable Sports.
Super Sunday, catch all the bone-crushing hits. Super Sunday, catch all the great goals. Super Sunday, don't miss all the exciting action.
He does win it, wins it back. And a long shot to drive and goal! Do you believe it? With no time left on the clock, Orchard Park puts it in the net.
Siegel.
Catch all the bone-crunching high school hockey action on Adelphia Cable Sports. See the best Western New York has to offer in the world's fastest team sport. Don't miss all the action on Adelphia Cable Sports High School Hockey Game of the Week.
Well, Walter John Sears along with Frank Stewart, and we're moments away from the opening face-off in a quarterfinal hockey game, high school hockey between the Amherst Tigers and the St. Joe's Marauders. And a look at Gene Pohansik, the starting goaltender for St. Joe's, a junior, 5'11" and 180 pounds, his hometown, Buffalo, New York. And he expects to be on the winning team at the end of this game, Frank, because they're a heavily favored team in this one. Eugene Pohansik, the starting goaltender for the St. Joe's Marauders.
Well, no doubt about it. He has a good task ahead of him. His team, physically a dominant team all season long, and they're going up against a very young and, again, undersized Amherst team. So if he maintains his composure and keeps his mind on the task at hand, they should be able to walk away with a victory here tonight.
Pohansik, 5'10", 180-pound junior. And on the other side, for David in this game, Chris Sherman, number 30. He's but 5'4" and a freshman, 147-pounder. His hometown, he hails from Amherst, New York. And Chris Sherman certainly is going to have a lot of shots, we expect, although you never know in a sporting contest what's going to happen. But we expect St. Joe's to pepper Sherman in this game.
I would think so. St. Joe's, again, will be looking to establish territorial control early in the hockey game and continue to put the pressure on the Amherst Tigers. The Amherst Tigers with a fairly heavy roster of people here. There's your officials. Gary Panic will be working this contest along with Lenny Valvo. Both officials able to call penalties during the contest, as there are 2 on-ice officials and 2 veterans here in Western New York, so we expect a pretty clean hockey game.
John Mickler is the head coach for the St. Joe's Marauders. John Mickler. And his team, you go into a one-game situation, you want to get off to a good start. Everybody expects them to win this game here, and if they get off to a poor start, there would be a lot of pressure on them. And off the opening face-off, it is going to be Amherst in the dark uniform going from right to left on your screen, controlling the opening tap. And the St. Joe's player, DeGiulio, flips it into the Amherst end, and play is whistled down. 15-minute period, only 12 seconds into the contest, no score.
Well, on the opening face-off, Amherst gets a little bit anxious, and they shoot the puck out across the end line. And there you see the Amherst coach, Joe Marszalek, and Joe was saying that he doesn't give his team an awful lot of hope here, but you never know is what he said, and that's what they're here for. They did show up, and they were looking to maybe put a little pressure on St. Joe's in this contest.
Ian Kyle on the face-off for Amherst did not win it. It came back to Scott Berry for St. Joe's, and Berry now is tied up along the boards. His teammate Thomas Buckley, who is one of the top scorers in the league, and there's a steal and a weak shot taken by Ian Kyle, the first save of the game by Pohansik, and a very easy save.
Well, no doubt about it. Amherst got an opportunity to step up. They sent a deep man in to put pressure on the puck handler, and the pass out of the zone was intercepted at the blue line, kept in there very nicely by number 17 there, Ian Kyle, who did a good job of putting the pressure on the goalkeeper. He shot it right at the goalkeeper who made the save, but then the goalkeeper thought it better to stop the action right there, so they did.
St. Joe's Daniel Toole off the face-off, drops it back. It's intercepted by Amherst. Now they keep it inside the blue line. A good job there. And we have a penalty coming up to St. Joe's.
Well, they may call that an offside.
Or an offside, excuse me.
Went in a little bit behind the first player in for Amherst. Amherst a little bit anxious as they're putting good pressure on right at the blue line. St. Joe's looking to break out of their own end, unable to do so at this moment.
Amherst, from the opening minute of this game, showing very well, and they're a decided underdog.
Good lead pass up ahead.
And a quick shot, a nice save by Sherman off the quick shot by Richard Crozier, who is a senior. We have an opportunity to look at some of the top scorers in Western New York hockey, and we will take a look at that in a moment. But on this save, Sherman very quick for a freshman.
He had to make a very, very good save there, and this is just what St. Joe's would hope to do. They'd like to get the goalkeeper to stop the action, set up themselves up, and get control of the puck in the offensive zone. There you see it kicked out by the defender, however.
Well, good job, and racing back for it is Daniel Toole, his goaltender. Pohansik will stick handle and leave it for him, and St. Joe's will come out of their own end. They're a very explosive hockey team. The pass a little bit too far for Majerski. It's off his blade. St. Joe's keeps it in, and they have an opportunity now. Number 12 circling James Collins. He drops it out to the point to Gowron. Gowron's shot is deflected Steve Gallren's shot deflected, but St. Joe's keeping it in, and a fine job here by Mathis. Mathis could not get it out. It comes to Toole, and now Amherst does clear. They get it out to center ice. So the Tigers doing very well here in the early going, Frank. At least territorial-wise, they have not been totally mismatched.
Well, not yet, but St. Joe's gets the first line change opportunity, and they will put fresh skates out on the ice. Now a chance for Amherst to make some player changes as they were caught deep in their own end. The icing is waved off as the puck was retrieved before it hit the end line.
Filikowski shot it down the ice, and St. Joe's coming back, and a wicked hit. Oh, a solid hit there. Windram went down very hard, and now a tough hit behind by the St. Joe's player, and an Amherst player went down. Here's Windram, who went down, shot, and it's wide. Boy, that was a wicked shot there by Windram. St. Joe's try to keep it in, but they can't. It's shot down the ice by Amherst.
St. Joe sending in 3 forecheckers to put pressure on the Amherst defense. And again, looking to maintain control of the puck in the offensive zone. They'll get out of their own end rather easily here.
Merzwa, cross ice. Good job there on the check by Kyle Reeb for Amherst. And the Tigers try to come out of their own end. No score, 12:22 to go in the first quarter, or in the first period. Good job so far by Amherst. Shot saved, Sherman.
Nice work there by Conchinitti for the St. Joe's team, as he was able to keep the puck in at the blue line by muscling the defender trying to clear the zone, and he got a good shot on net with Sherman being equal to the task. Let's take a look at those leading scores in Federation play. There you see it. Mike Tepp, we'll see him maybe later on, is St. Francis with 14 goals, 10 assists, 24 points. Tom Buckley, 10 goals, 14 points, so they're tied up, but the goals go the other way. There you see the other scores. Good program for St. Joe's. They've got a lot of players in the top 10.
Oh, it was knocked away from Thomas Worth, right in front. Score!
Good work in setting up the goal out in front.
Lawrence Scott.
As he was on the doorstep and no one covered him up, the pass came out from the corner. And he made no mistake early in this first period. You see St. Joe's again looking to establish that territorial control and taking advantage of it. Let's see the replay of this. It'll go around the net. Handled there in the pass right out in front. It actually did go around the net, but from the corner, a very good centering pass. And we think the assist goes to number 9, Thomas Worth, out of the corner.
Now Lawrence Scott gets the goal. 12:06 remaining in the first period, and 1-0 St. Joe's. When Amherst didn't need to happen, has happened. St. Joe's has broken in front 1-0. Pass a little bit too far for Scott. He's taken off the play. Kevin Quillos handled it for Amherst. He gets it up ahead, and a good job there. Solis had it go off his stick, and it's intercepted by
Break.
Scott. Now taken away, almost a break. Opportunity for Ian Kyle. Ian Kyle working hard here. Ian Kyle almost had a shot opportunity. He's taken off the play by 3 St. Joe's players.
Amherst gets a chance to make a line change, getting some fresh legs out there, and as the puck goes into the Amherst zone, so does St. Joe's. And right back at it. Here they come.
4-on-3, quick shot deflected. A good job there by Scott Glenn to deflect it for Amherst, and the shot went wide. 11:06 to go. First period, 1-0 St. Joe's.
And the net comes off its base, and the official steps up to slow the action down. 1 goal in the contest, as you said, with Lawrence Scott getting the shot from the left or the right side in front of the goaltender and putting it to the long side along the ice. A good low shot.
Lawrence Scott, a senior, has the lone goal in the game. And so far, Amherst playing very well, but St. Joe's with the lead, 1-0. Again, a whistle play stop.
Well, Amherst's strategy looks like they want to just clear the puck out of their zone as much as and as quickly as possible to avoid any sustained attack put forth by St. Joe's. There you see John Mickler, who is the coach at St. Joe's and has built a very formidable program. Currently, they're ranked 3rd in New York State Division I hockey rankings behind Canton and Oswego.
Well, that's an outstanding tribute. Hockey has really flourished in West New York.
Well, they were number 1 last year in New York State, so their program is right there again.
Toole at the point. His shot is deflected away by Mathis. Amherst unable to get it out. It went around the board to Scott Glenn for the Tigers, and they shoot it down the ice.
Icing will be waved off, I'm sure.
Gorin, number 7 for St. Joe's. Check, a good check there by Bilkowski of Amherst. However, Gorin carried on, and here is St. Joe's. Number 12, Collins, James Collins breaking in on net and taking off the play was Machersky. It came out across the blue line.
Point man wasn't there for St. Joe's. A little lazy to get over to the position to keep the puck in the offensive zone, and Amherst gets a chance to clear out.
Scott Glenn circling. Up to center ice. Flips it into the St. Joe's end.
Not only is Amherst struggling to get the puck out of their own end, but when they get the puck into the neutral zone, they're still bottled up, it seems, as the St. Joe's team, again, just a little bit better positional play in this first period.
Almost a mistake by Windrum and his goaltender there. It didn't hurt them, and St. Joe's brought it down across the attacking line. They're in Amherst territory, and they're leading 1-0, and here comes Amherst out of their own end. Ian Kyle, he's been all over the place, number 17 for Amherst. Kevin Quillo shoots it into the goaltending area where Pohasek handles it, and back in St. Joe's. They've been bottled up here by Amherst, and again it's stolen by the Tigers and shot in by Kyle Reed. So if you're looking at it from a goal-scoring opportunity, only a 1-0 game, Amherst doing very, very well. Shot back in by Todd Mintz.
Amherst gets a chance to make some player changes again. Good idea for them. They've got a full roster along the bench. A few more players on their roster than the St. Joe's team.
Michael Murphy breaking in on the left wing. He's taken off the play. And the loose puck comes to Mark Walsh for the Tigers. Walsh is checked by Thomas Worth into the boards. Now an opportunity for Buckley. He tees it up, shoots, save, and it's kicked out of there by Sherman somehow. And Scott centers it.
Good
and
backhand.
Shot wide by Thomas Worth.
Good backhand opportunity. He just missed on it. Now Amherst looks like they're going to be able to clear it.
They
Pretty
do
good
clear
play
it.
there.
That first shot, by the way, was Timothy DiGiulio who shot it, and a great save there by Sherman. 8:15 to go in the first period. Here they come again, Frank.
Exactly right. The shots on goal will reflect the territorial dominance so far by St. Joe's in this first period. They lead just 1-0, so there's still hope for Amherst.
Well, Buckley pushed that ahead with his hand, and you can't do that.
Well, he caught it a little bit, threw it down to the ice, and he's got to retrieve it first before the defender. Chance for us to talk about some upcoming hockey action. It'll be the Federation quarterfinals, the DePuy Wildcats and the Lancaster Redskins, two of Western New York's most bitter rivals. They will face off against each other in Western New York club varsity hockey action. The DePuy Wildcats, high-scoring offense led by They face the bone-crunching, hard-hitting Lancaster Redskins, this week on Adelphia Cable Sports.
That's always a big rivalry in any sport, DePuy and Lancaster.
Well, you see the St. Joe's team, it's almost like a power play advantage for them, the puck in the slot there. And if St. Joe's has somebody there, they got a great shot right on net.
Good job by Bilikowski. Dennis Bilikowski, a junior, clears it for Amherst. And it's now ping pong to center ice where it's taken in by James Collins. Collins ridden into the boards by Ian Kyle. Comes all the way to the right side. And Gorin's shot goes wide. Picked up by the St. Joe's players behind the net. Now into the right corner. Out to the point to Gorin. He flips it back into the right corner. And now cross ice, and it's intercepted by the Tigers and shot across the blue line. So good job by Amherst again.
Well, they'll be looking to clear the zone now if they can, because there's a late line change there for St. Joe's, and they will, the Tigers, be able to get the puck up ice with Kyle handling it over the blue line.
Now Kyle, an offensive threat if they can get him free, and they almost did, but by the time he picked up that loose puck near the blue line of St. Joe's, there were 3 Marauders back.
And it's been a couple of minutes since we've had a whistle to stop the action, so they're going end to end here.
That's the way we like it. 6:50 to go. First period, 1-0 St. Joe's if you just joined us. Aaron Merswa centers it, and the Tigers...
And we got a penalty coming up here to Amherst in a moment.
They will be penalized, but they did a good job stopping Merswa. Here is Murphy going in on goal, centers it, backhand wide, and touched finally by Amherst. 6:27 to go in the first period, and Gary Panic has got a penalty coming up to the Amherst Tigers.
Yeah, that's an interference call, and we'll see who it's on. A little bit of information on Ian Kyle, number 17 for the Amherst Tigers. He's a center. He's a junior, 5'11", 170 pounds, shoots right-handed, 12 goals and 13 assists for him on a season, so not a bad effort there. He's been playing for 8 years, and his greatest accomplishment is scoring a semifinal in the game in the States. Let's take a look at the replay. We'll see the interference coming up right in front of the net, and the official saw it. Number 21 will be in the box for Amherst as he pulled down the offensive player charging towards the net, Dan Dolce, number Kyle Reeb, number 21, a junior, is into the penalty box for the Tigers. So power play here, and full control for St. Joe's thus far, but just the 1-0 lead.
Well, they're leading 1-0, and now they're on the power play. Gorin, number 7, flipping to Conscienti, and now offside. Timothy DiGiulio ended up across the blue line, and they got called for the offside. So far, Frank Amherst doing very well here. 1:15 left in the power play.
All right, 2-minute penalties and this level of hockey. And Amherst looking to keep things as much as possible out of their zone, and of course St. Joe's are looking to establish something in the offensive end.
Sherman handled it. The
That's a good
goaltender, and
play.
it's shot down the ice by the Tigers.
Very nice play by the defenseman, who took a good long look where the gap might be, or the opening in the passing opportunity to clear his end. He put it right in the right spot.
Ideally, the Amherst team would like to stay close in this game and then
Another
have a chance to win it somewhere along the point. And a long shot and a save for Bohancic, and he has not been really tested so far by the Amherst team.
No, he has not. I think that's the second opportunity he's had to really handle the puck.
2 easy saves.
One time he had to pull it in for a face-off. This time he plays it up with not too much work.
Oh, this is trouble to Giulio, and he made a bad play.
Yes, he did. He had a great chance to shoot the puck at the net, and he opted not to do that. And he had actually the goaltender well screened by a player or two in front. He never saw it, and he was just looking to pass the puck in and made a major mistake.
Surprised he didn't shoot it. Comes out to the point now. Gorin to DiGiulio.
They aren't getting many shots on this power play. Just 10 seconds left.
Gorin shot right on, stopped by one of the Amherst players up front. It looked like Mark Walsh. And 3 seconds left in the penalty. An opportunity here. DiGiulio spinning, drops it to Buckley.
Buckley's their best scorer.
Buckley shoots, save, rebound, covered up by Sherman.
Chris Sherman did a nice job staying with the puck there. He lost it momentarily on the high shot by Tom Buckley, one of the better scorers in Western New York hockey. Tom with 13 goals and 16 assists on his season. But Sherman did a good job. He stayed right with it. The puck dropped down to his skates, which we may see on a replay. And Chris stayed right with it. Let's look at the shot from Buckley right there. You see the loose puck, and he stays right with it. And he spreads the pads out, the big right pad coming over to make the stop. There you see the shots on goal. St. Joe's with 9, and the Amherst Tigers with 2 unofficially.
And Amherst back at full strength, 4:44 to go. First period action. Another opportunity for St. Joe's.
No, they're not on the
Oh, a
power
solid
play.
check.
And they will be on the power play in a second.
Reeb will get the penalty.
Looks like a cross check and a delayed call coming up.
Tigers unable to touch the puck.
The St. Joe's team has pulled their goaltender. Now they've got the extra attacker in the offensive zone. Amherst must touch the puck.
Well, I thought Reeb touched it one time, but I guess he didn't.
Well,
You got to get control, and nobody did. Reeb had an opportunity,
and
now they do.
Shoots it in, offside.
4:12 to go in the first period, and Frank, this is not what Amherst needs for St. Joe's to be on another power
And
play.
it looks like the same guy's going back into the penalty box. Kyle Reeb, a 5'7", 150-pound junior. Let's look at the replay. You see the boarding coming up there with the cross check as he got the lumber up a little bit. Regardless of the call, he's into the penalty box for 1 minute and 30 seconds. My mistake on the 2-minute penalty call. 1 minute and 30-second penalties played on this level.
No, that's because of the 15-minute periods rather than the 20 in the National Hockey League. So.
And 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first period. Amherst doing fairly well, as you said. Their coach was really concerned about how they would start out in this game, and I'd say he's got to be fairly comfortable with what they've done if they can thwart off another penalty opportunity for St. Joe's.
Well, they haven't showed a lot of offense, but they've played a good defensive game, and here they shoot it down the ice.
And the crowd getting into it a little bit for him behind us.
And Ian Kyle did not like the way he was treated there, and he almost picked up a penalty. He almost was going to slash one of the St. Joe's players at center ice and then thought better of it. Here's DiGiulio. 4 against 3. He's across the blue line, looking for a pass, and he finds his man, Buckley, and Buckley then gets it to the left point
one
to
thing
Gorin.
And we have another penalty perhaps coming up here. It should be a holding call. We'll wait for the official signal.
Now let's see who goes off.
Or it may be a player in the crease. We'll wait and see. And they'll bring the face-off back out over the blue line, it appears. Worth is heading over towards the penalty box, but he's not going in. So apparently the player caught in the crease, and the official stopped the action and bring the face-off back out of the zone.
Gary Panic and Lou Valvo, the two officials working the game. Here is DiGiulio. across the blue line.
Good move.
He still has the puck. He centers it. No, he didn't. He was ridden off the play momentarily by Kyle in the right corner and now out to the right point.
Another penalty coming up to Amherst.
DeGiulio shot, score!
It was a delayed penalty coming up. The goaltender skated all the way to the bench area. They sent out an extra attacker, but DeGiulio didn't bother to wait. Saw the opportunity and took advantage of it. Put the shot up high over the right shoulder of the goalkeeper, Chris Sherman, who really had no chance on it. And one thing that St. Joe's, although they lead here 2-0 and are comfortably in command of the control of this game, that I didn't see is they should be peppering the goaltender with a lot of low shots. I mean, they should be driving to the net with more players to get opportunities. And you see a little bit of a screen in front there put up by number 5 for the offense, Richard Crozier. There you see Tom Worth. But DeGiulio gets the goal, number 14, for the St. Joe's Marauders.
And it makes it 2-0 St. Joe's, and they still have the power play. With 3:15 to go in the first period, they have the power play for the next minute and 30 seconds because of that delayed penalty.
And that's the 4th goal of the year for Mr. DeGiulio, Tim DeGiulio, excuse me. 4th goal, he has 12 assists on the season.
Yeah, that's a little surprising, but he is a defenseman.
Oh,
That hit the post.
Yes, it did. Great
Wow.
move. Great move around the defenseman.
Concianti, Chad Concianti, a senior.
And again, the net comes off its base, so they'll bring the face-off back out of the zone. Looks like we have an interview ready.
Yes, we're going to go down to
side.
Mark at ice level for this special report.
We talked about the neutral zone trap, and Amherst doing a good job. However, they can't afford to take penalties. They're going to have to be a little bit more disciplined.
All right, thank you, Mark. 2-0 game, and a shot, and it goes way wide there for Kyle Reed. Amherst would like to get on the scoreboard before this first period comes to a close, but right now they are behind the 8 ball, down 2-0, and playing a man short for the next 50 seconds.
DeGiulio carrying it in, looking to set it up. Now watch and see if they get anybody in front of the net.
Oh, a wide open shot, good save by Sherman. Off the quick shot.
Number 2 in front of the net, Michael Adamski for St. Joe's really did a good job screening the goalkeeper, and Sherman had to fight his way out to get the pad on
Sherman,
the net.
another save. Just got a piece of it. Adamski almost backhanded that one in. Gorin, who just missed an opportunity moments ago, tried to center it. That didn't work.
These guys are being playmakers when they really don't need to be, I think, for St. Joe's.
Out to the left side. Gorin centers, goes through everyone. Merzwa handles. Merzwa into DeGiulio, and a good save by Sherman, who kicks it wide.
Player driven into the net, Tom Worth, and he had a great chance on the rebound, just couldn't find it and put it past.
Penalty is now over. Worth drops it back to DeGiulio, back to Worth, back to DeGiulio.
What a
great
save,
Sherman. And then a good check.
And Buckley couldn't get the third opportunity at the net as he was knocked to the corner.
And that shot high and over Sherman, and Sherman has to feel like General Sherman right now. 1:32 to go in the first period. He's getting peppered.
Well, the penalty is finally over, so they'll be playing at even strength, but you're right, he is really facing an awful lot of shots. A little information on him, 145 pounds, 5'6", a freshman, so getting a lot of time here. Save percentage at better than 90%. Been playing hockey for 8 years, his highest accomplishment, placing second out of 18 goalies in a Can-Am tournament, so that's an outstanding effort. And he likes to play hockey.
Well, they even have a couple of 8th graders on the Amherst squad, which I wouldn't think would see that often at the varsity ice hockey level.
Some of the better talent that plays up in the various programs, the Amherst program and the Regal program, those types of programs. These young men are very, very skilled at a young age, and if they get a chance to move up onto a varsity or high school varsity action, it's a good training ground for them. They will be playing against bigger, stronger players, but you get a chance to really test your skills.
Well, that's a little surprising to me, not being an expert at the high school hockey level. At Amherst, they always seem to have a good feeding program with young programs. At this club, 2-14-2. Must be very tough competition. 50 seconds to go. In the first period, St. Joe's leading Amherst 2-0. St. Joe's a very big favorite coming into this game. So Amherst playing a very good first period, keeping the score down and still with an opportunity to to win this game if they get some breaks and get a couple of goals somewhere along the line. 30 seconds to go.
They have to put some consistent pressure on the other goaltender, and they have not even been able to do that thus far, so it's going to be tough for them.
Oh, it's going to be extremely difficult, as we mentioned in the pregame, like David and Goliath 20 seconds ago, but they're down only 2, remember. That's not a whole lot.
Great
Deflected.
shot.
Oh, great deflection and a goal by Collins.
Great
off
shot from
Windrum's
the point.
shot.
Yes, Windrum with the shot from the right point. And actually, it really wasn't a shot. It was more like a pass intended to set up the player in the slot, which was Collins. And Collins got a perfect pass from Windrum at the point, put it right between the goaltender's pads as the goaltender anticipating that the shot might be coming his way. Did the splits to try and spread out and cover up as much of the net as possible. Chris Sherman couldn't cover it all as the deflection went right between his pads and into the goal for the third St. Joe's goal of this game.
Boy, and you talk about a goaltender having absolutely no chance, Frank, for a save.
Exactly right. He was at the shooter's mercy, and the shooter put it right between his legs.
Now that deflected, and I think Sherman was all set to make the original save, and the deflection off Collins, and the goaltender with absolutely no chance to stop it, Sherman.
Jimmy Collins, a 5'9", 145-pound senior out of Amherst, wears number 12 and gets the goal. We'll be looking up some of his statistics if we can dig them out. Yes, Jimmy Collins listed here in the overall scores. That's his 7th goal of the season, along with 6 assists.
2 seconds to go in the first period. This faceoff will come out to the right of Pohansik. Scott Glenn would like to just shoot it right on net. He tried, didn't do it. Got a piece of it for the Amherst Tigers, and it was deflected away. And there's the horn signifying the end of the first period of hockey action here. And at the end of one period of play in this high school quarterfinal playoff action, it's the St. Joe's Marauders 2 and the Amherst Tigers nothing. At the end of one period of play, it's 3-0 St. Joe's, Frank, and they really dominated that first period. 3-0, it could have been much worse had it not been for Sherman and some good defensive plays by Amherst.
Well, 2 penalty calls and 1 delayed penalty, which they shot on it.
Score!
Wow.
Wow, that was a tough shot there by Aaron Mirzwa, the sophomore. That was a bullet.
Well, he sure put it in the right spot. Low along the ice, the goaltender never came out to challenge him and take away the angle. And Mirzwa found the right opportunity to put a goal on the board very quickly into the second period. Just 8 seconds gone into the second period, so Aaron Mirzwa, gets the goal.
What a
look
shot.
at this shot right there from just outside the face-off circle. And he nailed it. Blistering shot.
And Sherman has a pretty good glove hand. He's pretty quick there. Remember, he's only a freshman. He just couldn't get it up fast enough.
Well, it was
or down fast enough.
Kind of low along the ice, and again, he didn't come out to play it. Mirzwa with the goal, the 4th of the game. And last time these two teams met, just a short week ago, it was St. Joe's 14 and Amherst 1. And unfortunately for Amherst, it's headed that way again.
Well, I'm a little surprised from that angle that Mirzwa was able to convert.
Well, that was a big booming shot, no doubt. And again, St. Joe's taking territorial control here. And Amherst unable to clear their zone with any ease. Now they finally do.
Now, Mirzwa on the board, and it's 4-0 for St. Joe's. And Mirzwa, only a sophomore, shot.
Oof.
Adamski whistles that wide. Adamski going in for the rebound with Quillos as he battles. It comes out to the right point there, and it's flipped back in by Daniel Toole for St. Joe's. Held along the boards, but not held long enough for a face-off. They're still kicking at it. It comes out to the point to Toole. He winds up, shoots right on, saves Sherman.
Deflection made there. Another attempt by Tom Worth right in front, and it just went wide off the goaltender's outstretched pad. Good chance for St. Joe's to get the 5th goal of this game.
4-0 St. Joe's all over Amherst now offensively to start this.
You see how strong they
period.
are. It's just impossible, it seems, for Amherst to run St. Joe's off the puck. It's another deflection opportunity. It just went wide.
Now these teams all trying to get into Super Sunday. And a good opportunity there. And, Thomas Buckley tried to flip it back in front of the crease. Couldn't do it. Buckley somehow still has the puck. I don't know how after that exchange. Toole a backhand. Stop. Comes out to Gorin. His shot. Skate save. Rebound.
Score.
Buckley scores.
Well,
and it's
rebound,
5-0.
The rebound was there. Buckley just reached out and tapped it back in as it bank shotted itself off the backboards. The goaltender had to kind of spread himself out to make sure the shot went wide, which he did, but he was unable to get quickly to his feet as Buckley was standing there by himself at the side of the net and just comfortably tapped it into the goal for the 5th goal of this hockey game. And that comes with just 1 minute and 52 seconds gone here in the second period. And Buckley, an outstanding scorer. We talked about him at the beginning. There you see him just tapping it past the goalkeeper. Gets his 14th goal of the year, along with 16 assists. He has 30 total points.
And this has got to be a very difficult situation now for Amherst to compete in this game down 5-0. A young team, they don't want to fall apart. It's a good learning experience for them. They're going to get better and better the next couple of years. They have an awful young squad. Tell that center ice. But this doesn't do a whole lot for your psyche, Frank, when you're playing against insurmountable odds, and it's already 5-0, and you really have played a pretty good first period. Shot and a score! To rattle in off the post for Majerski.
And I think we're going to get a goaltending change, perhaps. We'll wait and see. Unfortunately, Chris Sherman really not coming out to cut the angle down on that one. Stayed planted back in the crease area, and I don't see any changes being made there, so Amherst's going to stay with Chris Sherman for a while, but that's his 6th goal, and 3 right here in the opening couple of seconds of the second period. That one coming at 2:24 of the second period. So 3 goals in 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and he is going to be one very, very, very tired goalkeeper after this one.
Brian Majerski on the goal. Brian making it 6-0. Sherman coming into this game, the freshman, with a save percentage of 90. Shot right on, good save, Sherman. Rebound, and Sherman again makes the save.
Popped up over the net, great chance for number 5 coming along on the play. Richard Crozier to tap in the rebound as the first save was made from the shot from the point. And Crozier just kind of drifted into the play. The puck came on his stick, and he tried to flip it up over the goaltender, Sherman, who was outstretched on the play. And he just couldn't get it past him. Let's look at the replay of this. There's the shot. You see the goaltender at the mercy of the shooter, and Crozier put it up, and it kind of rolled up on top of the net.
Now some of the top players have to get going for Amherst. Scott Glenn is one of their leading scorers with 4 goals and 16 assists for 20 points. Ian Kyle, their top scorer, who's played well in this game, 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points. Kyle Reeve, 14 goals, 10 assists. An opportunity for St. Joe's. They try to knock it in. They can't do it. Sherman held his ground very well on that play as Aaron Merzwa looked like he was going to put another one by Sherman, but Sherman held his ground.
And a very small team for the Amherst team in comparison to weight-wise and height-wise to the St. Joe's team. And again, that physical play really starts to wear on you, especially when you don't have the skill level, perhaps at this age, with the young players for the Amherst team to clear their own end. So it starts to wear on you when you're unable to get it out of your own end of the rink. There's your save percentage for Chris Sherman at 76%, well below his normal average, which is about 90%. Usually he's a pretty solid goaltender, but he hasn't looked that sharp in the last couple of shots from way out.
But they made some terrific shots, though, also, Frank. That one in particular, from the point by Aaron Merzwa, very difficult for any goaltender, even a professional, to stop a shot like that. And he had a deflection for that 3rd goal that was really the one that broke their back at the end of the first period.
Amherst, again, having trouble getting the puck out of their own end. They're really in a retreat mode. There's a good centering pass intended for the big guy in front, Aaron Merzwa again.
Yeah, went right through, nobody there. Play whistled down with 11:25 to go in the second period.
And we have a little bit of a problem as the St. Joe's player, Scott Berry, has his strings from his glove into the face mask of one of the Amherst player, and they were kind of tugging at each other, and unfortunately for the Amherst player, his helmet was being tugged along. Just couldn't escape Scott Berry.
Well, you've got St. Joe's, one of the top teams in New York State in hockey, and they've got a great basketball team, so a lot of terrific athletes going to St. Joe's.
Yeah. Currently ranked in New York State also is Williamsville North, ranked 5th. Is there a good chance here? Look at that. Oh.
And that's just shot wide there by Lauren Scott, who opened the scoring for St. Joe's. In fact, they have 6 different goal scorers here, if I'm not mistaken, leading 6-0. So 6 players have scored for St. Joe's, and they lead handily here 6-0 with 11 minutes to go in the second period. Buckley to Wirth. Wirth can't get a strong shot away. A good save. Buckley takes the shot. Great save, Sherman.
That really deflected in on him and just wide of the net.
And again, they try to get it to Buckley. This time it's knocked away by Scott Glenn.
Did a good job with that. There was a 3-on-1 right in front of the goaltender, and Glenn just happened to get his stick in the right spot.
Out to Toole, his shot right on Sherman, the save.
Makes a
Worth
good
right
play.
on the doorstep.
And Worth covered up pretty well on the play. He's complaining a little bit that he was held, maybe so. But number 17 was not going to let him get away. Ian Kyle for the Amherst Tigers. There's a good look at Chris Sherman.
Well, Dan Weeks is listed as the backup goaltender, but we had him scratched for this game, so we're not sure who Amherst would send out.
And frankly, looking over at their bench, I see no one who appears that they might be able to go in and play goaltender. There's one guy, but he's got a white jersey on.
He looks like the backup.
And he probably is the backup.
Maybe a younger player called up. But how much younger can you get? They have 8th graders on the squad.
And your starter's a freshman. That's pretty young.
St. Joe's on the attack.
Oh, boy, right to the blue line. Good,
Yep, bad
good
pass.
save.
Good save and kept in by the St. Joe's player, number 22, Wintram. Amherst really only 2 shots in
Hey,
this
we got a
entire
penalty
game.
coming up to St. Joe's, and Windram's going to go off for an elbow.
And Windram can't believe it.
Well, he doesn't get the elbow call, but he's going to get the interference call. Could have been either, because I watched the play along the boards. He really got into the face of the Amherst player. He put the elbow up a little bit late, but the official called the interference first as he bodied him up along the board. So Amherst will go on the power play for the first time in this contest with 10:05 to go here in the second period. And let's see if they can put any additional pressure on the opposing goaltender. Thus far, I would guess they've only had those 2 shots from early in the game, and they were kind of weak.
2 shots and not strong shots, as you said. Pohansik with easy saves, so I'm sure that Eugene Pohansik, the junior, would like to get a couple of shots on him just to get tested here.
And we also want to confirm that St. Joe's has 6 goal scorers in this contest. No one has more than 1.
10:05 to go, second period. Now
That is
Majerski
correct.
has 1.
And that is correct. 6 individual goal scorers, so everybody getting their turn here. Oh, boy, bad pass clearing the zone.
Now Amherst would like to get at least a couple of good opportunities on this power play. Right now, playing shorthanded, Richard Crozier.
Oh, what a great
and
save.
a good save, a great save, as you mentioned, for Sherman.
Crozier set up his teammate Collins in front of the net. Now, a nice pass from Barry. It was a picture-perfect play, the give and go. And Collins drove to the net. He had a great chance, and the goalkeeper just kind of covered up the puck as it was shot right off the edge of the stick. He jumped out on top of it and took away the opportunity.
You know, Sherman's going to have nightmares over this game. He kicks out another one. Made quite a few saves. He's led in 6 goals, however.
Look at St. Joe's putting the pressure on, and the Amherst player finally dives down on top of the St. Joe's player to cover him up and try and kick the
Finally
puck free.
cleared out by Scott Glenn. And here comes Amherst. They have the power play. Mathis
boy.
taken off the play, and Mathis drilled to the ice surface and then shot down the ice by St. Joe.
Thought there might have been a slash on the play, but no call. Whoa, good move there, getting around the
Oh,
defender.
a fine move there, and that's their top player, Ian Kyle. Kyle, their leading scorer. Let's see if he can dent the scoreboard. Kyle taking off the play,
Holding call.
and it's shot down the ice by St. Joe. So
A little bit too late, though, as there's 30 seconds remaining in the first penalty. This will put a 2-man advantage in the favor of the Amherst Tigers.
there's the backup goaltender.
Well, we don't know his name or number, but he's there in spirit and ready to go.
And we will get that. Mark Jagger, of course, our 3rd man in the booth for this game.
Looks like Collins got the call against him for St. Joe's for the hold in his defensive zone. So 2-man advantage available for Amherst, and they call a short get-together over at the sideline behind their head coach.
Well, there's a good opportunity for Amherst to score now. 2-man advantage for 30 seconds.
Well, they have to win the face-off first, and that's something that they haven't really been successful at thus far.
On this power play for a minute, they really haven't had any scoring chance to speak of, Amherst. They have not had a shot on the goaltender, Pohansik, during this power play.
Well, the face-off is temporarily controlled behind the net.
Well, they had an opportunity there. And let's see what Gary Panic calls. His play whistle down with 8:59 remaining.
Well, the net is off its base just a little bit, so they're going to bring the face-off over to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper.
Now, one of the big guns is Ian Kyle. Kyle 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points. Kyle Reeb, 14 goals, 10 assists, 24 points for Amherst. A shot
Ooh, that was a good
almost
chance.
knocked in there by Quillos, who was on the doorstep. Kevin Quillos. Two-man advantage for 15 more seconds. Great chance here for Amherst. Shot, and it's knocked down by Gorin for St. Joe's. Gorin shadowing Kyle. Kyle reverses, drops it for his teammate, Mathis. Mathis, that's number 21, Reeb, their leading goal scorer. Reeb with the loose puck behind the goaltender. Good move, Reeb.
Oh, he
tried to stuff it in there. The goaltender held his post, did a good job.
Yes, he did. Marszalek did a good job maintaining his position there and kept the skate right on the post. There was no place to stuff the puck in. One penalty has come up to its conclusion, so they're at a one-man advantage now for 52 seconds in this second period. 8:27 to go here in the second period. Look at the replay. Really tried to jam it in there on the short side, but Marszalek is a little bit taller than most players, and at 5'10", 180 pounds, he was easily over side to side on the net and got the skate down.
Well, if Pohansik does not have that skate there, they would have scored. That shot wide by Mathis, who had a good opportunity.
Well, the Amherst player keeps it in the offensive zone. He pays the price for it. He had a pretty heavy collision with the St. Joe's defender.
He was squatted down in an awkward situation,
It
too.
looked like he had his neck bent back a little bit with his hands at his sides. He couldn't really protect himself.
Well, for Amherst, for the young players, they have to look at this game as a growing experience. Not too many seniors on their team. In fact, I'm just looking very quickly down their roster. And on the entire roster,
Oh,
I see
score!
only 3, and there's the score.
Wow, what a great play. Looks like number 9 got the goal there, Kevin Quillos, as he was on the doorstep. But a good low shot and good work setting the play up for the Amherst team right off the face-off. Great goal there. I'm not sure if it was intended to be a pass or if there was a rebound, but look at that low shot right there. And it really didn't get all the way to the goalkeeper, and Quillos jumped in front and just steered it into the net. So Quillos gets the first Amherst goal. That's a great play on the power play.
And that will really lift the spirits of the Tigers with 8:14 to go in the second period. They're on the board as Quillos deflects it in past Pohansik, who has not faced too many shots in this game. And he's just given up his first goal. To the point, the shot deflected. Score by Worth.
Well, Worth was
What a
by himself.
deflection.
By himself in front, and he kind of put the puck or the stick down to his backhand. And just steered the stick at the puck as it was coming in from the shot from the point, and just jumped over the stick as it hit it. And the goaltender Sherman had no chance. He can't do much about deflections. Well, there's still a power play for Amherst, but they were not able to clear it out of their zone.
That's the second deflection that the goaltender Sherman has been beaten on and has had no chance. That shot, by the way, from the point was taken by Scott Berry. And Worth gets the goal. And that's our 7th different goal scorer for St. Joe's, I believe, in this game.
Worth working hard out there again, getting himself a chance.
Well, they have 7 goals and 7 different guys have scored them. Amherst has 1. It's 7-1.
Amherst getting it out of their own end for a change, so they get a chance to maybe get some different players out on the ice, and now it comes right back into the offensive zone. Look at St. Joe setting up.
Tee it up, shoot it, and a deflection, and it goes wide.
And I think Amherst needs to clear it, but they're unable to. They've got to get some fresh legs out there.
Shot wide again. Boy, DeJulio, who took that first shot, really has got a powerful shot.
Puts it in the right spot, too. He keeps it low.
And surprisingly, only 4 goals this year. But he is a defenseman.
Look at this. Buckley.
Buckley, good play as he stripped by Kevin Quillos, and Amherst up to center ice. Heavy hit there. Number 2, Bartle.
Amherst even needs to ice the puck to slow the action down here and get those tired legs off the ice. They're starting to lose some of their momentum, and St. Joe's gets a chance to get some fresh legs out there. Then we got a little action over at the bench.
Buckley couldn't get into the bench there. We're going to take a look at Worth's goal. Buckley and Doltz were tangled up by the bench. Let's watch the deflection.
You see the shot coming from the point, and right there, Worth to the left of the goalkeeper. Made no mistake as he got the stick down onto the puck, and it jumped up and over the outstretched glove hand of Chris Sherman for the 7th St. Joe's goal of this game, the 4th of this second period.
It was sort of comical, Frank. I don't know if you saw it. Buckley was trying to get off the ice, Doles was sitting on them. They were wrapped up together, and finally they got it straightened out. Buckley went off the ice. So St. Joe's comfortably in front, 7-1, 6:25 to go in the second period. 2-0 for St. Joe's. Crossing pass to Collins, taken off the play. Shot back to the blue line of St. Joe's, where Toole has it. Had it poke checked away, got it back, and gave it to Collins, who pushed it in. Into the left corner boards and cleared around the boards by Loritz for Amherst. Collins couldn't keep it in as it shot down the ice by Amherst, and Gorin goes for it. Gorin will circle in front of his own goaltender. Up across the blue line to Collins. He's doubled. Not taken off the play. He got it to Crozier, who flipped it into the right corner boards. Oh, a heavy check there. And a penalty apparently coming up.
The glass popped out directly behind the net. Some of the spectators a little bit panicked back there as the plexiglass, actually, it's not just pure glass, but a plexiglass.
They're going to try and put it back
shatter. And it popped right out in the heavy check behind the net, so the officials stopped the action.
Well, that's why it was stopped. No penalty. No penalty call on that. Let's take a look at what happened to the plexiglass.
Well, we'll see a hit coming off right there, and you see he drove the player right through the glass, the St. Joe's player coming up on the play, and put him out almost out of the arena. Little stoppage in play with 5:46 to go, and they're going to ask for some assistance from the spectators to, well, actually, it looks like some of the plexiglass may have shattered. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I thought that stuff doesn't shatter.
No, it doesn't, but they're unless they're playing with some of the stripping in over there.
Well, 5:46 to go in the second period. The suspense of this game is gone. 7-1 lead for St. Joe's. It doesn't look like they'll be headed in this game. In fact, it'd be the comeback for the ages if Amherst came back and won this thing.
Almost as good as Kentucky coming back in basketball the other night.
Now, how about that?
Against LSU, down 31 points with 15 minutes to go in the game. And that gives you another one of those you never know. It's just like the Buffalo Bills coming back against the Houston Oilers. You just never know.
You think about that, okay? In terms of, you mentioned the Buffalo Bills against Houston. 31-point comeback in basketball seems monumental, but think about a 32-point comeback in football.
That's the best ever. That is the best ever. Well, let's talk about an upcoming game. Two of Western New York's most bitter rivals face off against each other in Western New York Club Varsity hockey action. The DePuy Wildcats will be taking on the bone-crunching, hard-hitting Lancaster Redskins in this week on the Delta Cable Sports High School Hockey Game of the Week. You can tune it in February 26th at 9:30 p.m. Do not miss it.
You know, and I think a lot of
well, wait a minute.
folks are coming back to high school sports and watching it more and more because a lot of folks are getting fed up with what's happening at the pro and the collegiate levels, and high school sports starting to pick up around the nation again. And we have David D. as the head coach. Isn't that correct? Our director and producer of high school hockey of the DePuy Wildcats. So we will really be watching them intently in that game to see how they perform. We'll take a break with 5:46 to go in the second period. It's St. Joe's 7 and Amherst 1 as they will try to fix the plexiglass. Well, they're working on the plexiglass, as you see there, and it looks like they're just about to solve the problem. We think.
I think so. They've got the additional stripping that kind of locks the glass into the seams of the metal supports, and that apparently popped out or is broken or something that they couldn't just put it all back together without some assistance from one of the rink people here at the Timothy Burvid Memorial Ice Rink and the Casanova Park area of the city of Buffalo, New York.
What was the one rink we worked from earlier in the year where it was so warm?
Let me think. The Cheektowaga rink, was it?
Yeah, Cheektowaga rink.
Yes.
Chris Sherman doing pretty well.
Well,
Hot
there you
saves.
see, 23 saves and allowing 7 goals. So that means he's faced 30 shots in the game. There you see Bohancic, his opposing goaltender. Bohancic has not been tested. He had one chance to get by him. Let's look at the standings in Western New York Federation Hockey. And you'll see St. Joe's finished at the top of the heap, 12 wins and 2 losses. St. Francis 10 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties on the 14-game schedule. Canisius at 9-5, Williamsville North at 8-6, Williamsville South 7-5-2, Timon St. Jude 4-10-0. There you see Williamsville East 2-10-2, and the Amherst Tigers in league play 0-12-2 with their overall record 2 wins, 14 losses, and 2 ties. And earlier in one of our previous telecasts, we had the Williamsville East Flames work their way to a 3-3 tie against St. Francis team. So St. Francis, as they face off against the Williamsville East Flames, that's number 2. St. Francis playing number 7 in the playoff action. St. Francis will really be coming at them, and don't want to miss that one because we'll have that upcoming on Adelphia Cable.
And a question for you, Frank. 1 and you're out, single elimination?
I think so.
And we'll try to get that confirmed from the van. 5:46 to go in the second period, a 7-1 game. Yeah, one and you're out, single elimination.
Go on,
so
history.
That's going to be a tough matchup.
Adios.
3-3 tie last game.
Oil up those skates and put them away for the winner.
Williamsville East and St. Francis playing to a tie, and whoever loses, they're out.
Like an old shoe.
That's a tough way to go, single elimination. But that's how you'd have to do it.
Well, I was looking at some of the St. Joe's scoring in the overall play in Federation Hockey. Aaron Coleman, a player from Canisius, had a very fine season, 10 goals, 22 assists, and 32 points. Tom Buckley, one of the players we're seeing here tonight for St. Joe's, had 13 goals, 16 assists, and 29 points. And I'll move down the line. Bill Cressetta, who's not playing, had 12 goals, 11 assists, and 23 points. And then Tom Worth, who's involved also tonight, has scored some goals, 8 goals, 12 assists on the season. There you see the leading scorers in Federation play. So in the top 2, 4, 6, 8, or 9 players or so, you have 2 St. Joe's players, and we're seeing their talents out here tonight, except for Mr. Cressetta, who was not able to be here tonight. But other St. Joe's players, Richard Crozier, we've seen him. Tim DiGiulio has had a great shot from the blue line here tonight, working very well. Larry Scott, I believe he scored the first goal. And Chad Kaczanidi has picked up a goal here also, I believe. Brian Majerski, Jim Collins has scored as well. Mike Murphy has not. And there's a whole bunch of St. Francis players. So that must have been quite a dogfight all season long with the St. Francis Red Raiders competing for the top spot with the St. Joe's Marauders. And we got to mention this one.
The big one, the big
Just
rivalry.
Did you hear this? Just in, dropped in by Carrier Pigeon. A hot announcement. The next game coming up on Adelphia Cable will be pitting 2 of Western New York's most bitter, catch that, bitter rivals.
I don't like that word.
You don't like bitter?
Well, I like the rivalry, but no.
They don't like
Not
each
bitter.
other. They don't like each other, so it's a bitter rivalry. And it's Western New York Club Varsity Hockey action will be the DP Wildcats taking on the Bone Crunchers. What kind of thing is that? The Bone Crunching.
You must have a hard-hitting team.
And hard hitting. Right back at you. Lancaster Redskins. And it's this week on Adelphia Cable. You don't want to miss it. February 26th at 9:30.
Well, that's always a big rivalry in football, especially in football. But now in hockey, I guess it's a tremendous rivalry also. The 2 schools, that's for bragging rights in that area.
And look out for the DP Wildcats in basketball. They're starting to make the big turn here, a little bit of a push as they upset Clarence just the other night at Clarence Court. Oswego 16-0 in New York State play at Division I hockey rankings. Canton 16-2-2. St. Joe's at 15-3 overall. Messina at 12-4-2. Williamsville North getting a better ranking with 13 wins, 4 losses, no ties over St. Francis, who has a better divisional record here in Western New York play, in the Federation play. And St. Francis 16-4-2. There you see Ithaca and Greece just outside of Rochester. 13 wins, 2 losses, and no ties.
Oswego, top team, 16-0.
Oswego, just north. You can't imagine. I got to tell you this. Up in Oswego, I think they had over 150 inches of snow this year.
How much do we have?
Oh, not as much.
All right, 5:46 still remaining in the second period. They still haven't fixed the plexiglass, so we gave you a lot of fill information. And when they come back and fix the plexiglass, We'll be back with the play with the score holding St. Joe's 7 and Amherst 1.
Catch all the bone-crunching high school hockey action on Adelphia Cable Sports. See the best Western New York has to offer in the world's fastest team sport. Don't miss all the action on Adelphia Cable Sports High School Hockey Game of the Week.
And the plexiglass has been fixed, so the game will carry on 7-1. St. Joe's leading, and action in the Amherst end. In the left corner and out to Murphy at the point centered, and off the blade of the stick of Merzbaugh, Aaron Merzbaugh. 7 different St. Joe's players have scored here, Frank, and they're dominating. 7-1 over Amherst.
Well, that's the way it was billed to be the last time these two teams met. It was 14-1. St. Joe's defeating Amherst. Oh, a chance to clear it. And he still gets another chance. Oh, he's just not able to clear the zone.
And Amherst almost had a chance for a breakaway. It's kept in by Murphy, finally taken by the Amherst player, number 21, Reed.
It's a victory when they can clear it out of their own end, especially after sustained attack by St. Joe's.
Well, we've told you many times, however, this is a very, very young Amherst team. In fact, the one time I was doing some research, they ended up scoring a goal, Amherst did, and they have only 3 seniors on their entire roster. So practically their entire team is back next year. Oh, a quick little shot there by Kyle Reeb right on the goaltender. Paul Hansick, who made another easy save. He has been beaten once. Here is Scott, who opened the scoring for St. Joe's. Taken off the play on a nice check there by Scott Glenn.
Exactly. Very good job by Scott Glenn. Took him right off the puck and did not allow him to get back into the play.
DiGiulio lost it. And Mintz could not clear it. It's kept in by St. Joe's. And this is Buckley on the left side to Worth. Worth in the left corner out to DiGiulio. Left point, his slap shot. He tried to pass it actually to Scott.
He did. He had the better guy there. Buckley was double and almost triple teamed in the crease or slot area in front of the goaltender, and he saw just out of the corner of his eye Mr. Scott kind of tapping the ice with his stick. And good pass over from the far side there, almost setting up the play to perfection. Buckley leaving the ice there, and he has 1 goal here tonight. He's one of those outstanding young talents for St. Joe's.
That's at least the second time that DiGiulio has opted to pass rather than shoot from the point. And we saw him score earlier on a shot like that from the point. You might think better of it the next time, just shoot that puck at the net. But I'm sure they know what they're doing. And had that play clicked, it would have been a beautiful play. Out to Barry. Barry flips it to the right corner. And that's number 21. Majerski, who has a goal. He has it intercepted. However, it's taken right back by Crozier. Now in the left corner and out to Barry at the left point. His shot deflected, and they score. Adamski will get goal number 8, and I think that's the 8th different scorer. Unless Adamski had scored earlier, which I don't think he did.
It is Adamski who gets the goal as he planted himself in front of the net. We'll double check as they come back towards center ice and pick up his uniform number, but it appeared to be him. There were 2 players actually in the slot there. You see it. And we'll wait to make sure of our call.
That's really strange. You have 8 goals and 8 different goal scorers.
And it's number 12, James Collins, who apparently is going to get credit for the goal. You almost have to see it again. I thought Collins was up at the top of the
well, I thought it was Adamski, number 2. We'll have to see on a replay if we have it. But they both have 2 on their back of their uniform, so it's quite possible. But let's see whose eyes are a little sharper.
Well, let's check. The puck will go back to the blue line, and there you see the shot coming up. And it's not 21. He says he signals the goal, but I think it's the player right in front of the goalkeeper who actually got the stick on the puck.
That's who deflected it. We'll have to double check as to who gets the official credit for that goal.
Our top dog here, Don Kwan, says it's number 12. So that would be Collins getting his 2nd goal of the game, making the score 8-1. Are you going to argue with that?
3:26 to go. I can only say what I saw, and I thought it was number 2, Adamski, but it could have well been number 12, Collins.
I don't argue with that. He's always right.
3:26 remaining. And it's 8-1. And here comes number 6, Daniel Toole, up for Adamski.
And Amherst clears the puck out of trouble. Just a few minutes left here in this second period. We had quite a long delay with the plexiglass crowd.
We sure did. That first period flew by. 3 minutes now remaining in the second period. They tried to send it up ice, and it was intercepted by Kyle and flipped to the St. Joe's blue line.
Well, a defensive posture here established by the Amherst Tigers. What they're trying to do is avoid a huge blowout by not taking too many aggressive offensive chances. And what has resulted is that St. Joe's gets control of the puck in the offensive zone. The Amherst kind of chases it around, looks for any chance they can get to clear it like that, and maybe a breakout.
Almost a chance for a breakaway. And again, it was their main man, Ian Kyle, and he did not have the opportunity for the breakout. Adamski has it intercepted. Offside call on St. Joe's.
Adamski was in the head of the puck, as was Mirzwa. Conchoniti was trying to carry the puck in and to make sure that he gets a chance to set up a teammate. He just lost sight of the puck momentarily. That hesitation forced the two other players in ahead of the puck.
James Collins, who we credited with that last goal, and I'm still not sold on that. He now has 2 in the game.
I marked it in already. 5'9", 145-pounder out of Amherst, New York. Played pretty well here tonight. Been in front of the net a lot. Looked like a low shot for Amherst that hit the side of the net.
2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the second period, and St. Joe's comfortably in front 8-1. They will advance to the semifinals. Of course, we still have 2 minutes to go in this period and then the entire third period, but 8-1 lead, and St. Joe's in good shape to advance to the semis.
Good passing work there as they look to set up maybe a shot.
Good check, too.
Yeah, really.
Scott Glenn in on the check.
Scott wears the captain's C on his jersey, and he's really giving a lot of effort out there. He's not afraid to put the body on.
Buckley just whistled one a little wide. Out to the point to Buckley. A good fake there. And Buckley, a nice center pass. Murphy, point-blank range, and a good catch by Sherman on the save.
Well, the easiest shot for a goaltender to save is the one to his gloved hand when it's rising. And coming into his line of sight with no screen in front of him, but he was able to see that comfortably, get the glove out there, just like playing baseball.
You know, I think if you learned to skate, you would have been a good goaltender.
I would think that you'd be a better goaltender.
Mark Gerard now has a special interview, and we'll pick up with that in a moment. Down to Mark.
Joining me now is the St. Francis coach, who will be in the doubleheader, and that's John Bowers. And I want to ask John about his starting goaltender for the game. And who will that be, John?
Jason Kozlowski is going to start tonight. I know there's been some question, why not Chucky Bernowski? Chuck's a fine goaltender. But, you know, Jason's done the job for us all year also, or we wouldn't be where we are, and he deserves to start, and I'm confident he'll do the job.
And also, the last televised game that we had, St. Francis, we saw Williamsville East with a very surprising 3-3 tie. What can you tell us about that game, and are there any adjustments to be made?
Well, the key word is surprise. They surprised us. They played well. They kind of hung in the game, did everything you know they needed to do to keep it close. And to be quite honest with you, we were lucky to come away with the tie. At the end, they had a couple breakaways. They played inspired at the end. So, you know, being the favorite, we should have won the game. They were in second last place. They had one win. But you wouldn't have known it that day, and especially the last couple of minutes, we barely hung on for the tie.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. I'll back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. 1:16 remaining in the second period. And right below us, Frank, below our broadcast location, the Williamsville East Flames are huddled around. They look pretty cool down there, listening to their headsets and radios.
Well, they got to be looking for the same magic that they had last time they played, because they were definite underdogs in that one. Wow.
Score! And that is Toole from the right point. A whistling shot by Daniel Toole.
Chris Sherman, the goalkeeper, is arguing about the call, that there was no call made on the player he thought was in the circle in front of the net. But it's not going to stand that way. Good low shot again. He was screened on, couldn't find the puck, and before he knew it, it was behind him and in the net. So a 9-1 lead with just 1:03 to go here in the second period. And that shot coming from the right point.
When they worked so hard in this game, Amherst, and to suffer a defeat as Daniel Toole on the goal with 1:03 remaining in the second period. If the score mounts similar to the last game, that would sort of really hurt the Amherst Tigers because they played pretty well here. They're outmanned.
They are outmanned, undersized against a bigger opponent, stronger opponent with more experience. And that spells disaster in most cases.
Well, they played a lot closer than that 9-1 would indicate, but there have been some terrific deflected shots and good individual goals by St. Joe's. They just have a lot of talent. 9-1. And the goaltender, Sherman, has had a lot of outstanding stops, but can't stop them all. And when you're getting them 2-3 shots at a time. Well, fanning on it, one of the Amherst players, so it's kept in and shot right through the crease there by a number 10, Concianti. It's out to center ice with 15 seconds to go. Almost a chance for Amherst. And they're going to let that one go. Play whistled down with 8 seconds to go in the second period. And the Williamsville East Flames below us now going into their locker room. They ran out the 8 seconds. I don't understand that.
Well, there's a penalty call on the play, and they'll put 8 seconds back up on the board. A penalty call to the Amherst Tigers.
Well, the two teams will skate off the ice momentarily, go to their respective locker rooms, and they'll resurface the ice surface.
And they'll put the 8 seconds back up to start the second period, we're sure.
To start the third period
Or
then
third
from
period,
the
right.
second period. And at the end of 2 periods of play, it's the St. Joe's Marauders comfortably in front of the Amherst Tigers in the high school quarterfinal ice hockey playoffs. And the score is St. Joe's 9 and Amherst 1.
Super Sunday. Catch all the bone-crushing hits. Super Sunday. Catch all the great goals. Super Sunday. Don't miss all the exciting action.
He does win it, wins it back. And a long shot to blind and goal! Do you believe it? With no time left on the clock, Orchard Park puts it in the net. Siegel, 2 periods of hockey action. It is 9-1, Frank, and it is all St. Joe's. It could have been much worse had not Sherman come up with a lot of big saves. You really can't fault Sherman. He's played very well, but they're just overmatched here.
Exactly right. Undersized, overmatched, and the positional play, the territorial control by the St. Joe's Marauders has been dominant throughout the contest, and that'll be showing up in the statistics as we'll show them to you right now. Let's take a look at the stats for the first 2 periods of play. There you see the shots and the goals. The goals for the Amherst team coming on 6 shots. The 1 goal on 6 shots for 17% shooting percentage. 9 goals for St. Joe's on 35 shots. So they've outshot Amherst 35-6, and that really shows up in the outcome. Face-offs controlled. St. Joe's 30 to Amherst with 8. The checks given out. Not too many by St. Joe's. They're not playing really poor-minded hockey. I mean, they're not trying to destroy the opposition. They're pulling back off of their checks when they have to. You see the penalty minutes. They hurt Amherst with 10 penalties in the first 2 periods, 10 minutes in penalties in the first 2 periods, just 4 for the St. Joe's Marauders. And the opportunity for us now to go downstairs, and we'll have an opportunity to talk to Joe Marszalek, the Amherst head coach, with Mark Jagger.
Joining me now is the Amherst coach, Joe Marszalek. Joe is in his 3rd year with the Amherst team. And Joe, that first period, I saw a gritty effort going in, starting out the game, and then you got in a little penalty trouble, and from there it's been pretty much downhill. What do you think about the game so far?
Oh, definitely. The penalties hurt us a great deal. A team like St. Joe's are so deep. You have a hard time keeping up with them in the first place 5-on-5 when it becomes short-handed. You're in a lot of trouble. And, yeah, it was downhill from there, and once we can't get the puck out of our zone, we start running around a little bit. It really hurt us, and they scored on their opportunities.
Right, and again, looking over both teams' rosters, obviously St. Joe's a bigger, stronger, faster, basically hold the edge in almost every category. And looking over your roster, couldn't help but notice that more than half the players are sophomores or below. And what does that mean for the team for now and for the future?
Oh, we're definitely young. Right now, maybe we're struggling wins and losses, but if you look at this team where it started at the beginning of the year and where we are now, I mean, they've improved over 100% since the beginning of the year. The future has a lot of good things to bring. We have 3 seniors right now. The kids are really optimistic already for next year. Not that they're looking past today, but, things look really good for the future. They really do.
Well, the best of luck to you, Joe. Thanks for dropping by and talking with us.
Okay, you too.
Now back up to you guys.
Well, 9-1, and you heard that exciting interview, and Quillos, the lone scorer for Amherst. Frank Collins has got 2 goals for St. Joe's, and they have 7 other players with goals, and now Amherst just has to come out and play a good third period.
Well, a good solid third period if they can to try and stymie the St. Joe's teams, frustrate them a little bit, and then look forward to the next couple of years.
And we'll be back with the third period action after this.
To Hoedown on Ice, Saturday, March 5th at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium as Sala presents its 16th annual ice show, brought to you by Tops Friendly Markets. Come in and join the fun and see ABC's Good Morning America, Spencer Christian, and Olympic pair skaters Todd Sand and Jenny Meno. Tickets available at all Prime Seat outlets, or call 847-1688 to charge tickets by phone. Hoedown on Ice, Saturday, March 5th at 2 and 7:30 p.m. at the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium. Hoedown on Ice is sponsored in part by Continental Airlines and Adelphia Cable.
9-1 entering the third period. The teams are around their goaltenders. Mark Jaggert has a special guest. It's Pat Murphy, who is the assistant coach for St. Joe.
Joining me now is the assistant coach with St. Joe's, Pat Murphy. And Pat, I want to ask you, first of all, a blowout game as anticipated. What can you tell me about the game?
Well, you know, we got our guys working hard. We're really trying to focus on doing what we do well. That's using our team speed and moving the puck, creating some chances in the offensive zone.
Pat, obviously you guys will be looking for a championship here with the Federation, but how does the team stand its chances as far as the state championship?
As far as the state goes, we are, last I heard, 4th ranked in the state, but we've lost some games to Messina. We lost to St. Francis, also Williamsville North, so our chances to win the state championship aren't real good. Because of the Section 6 rules, we are not allowed in the state championship.
All right, thanks a lot, Pat, and good luck to you down the road.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
And the third period underway. St. Joe's going from left to right on your screen in the light uniforms, the white color with the purple pants and purple numbers.
What a way to start the third period. There was a 4-minute penalty called on the Amherst team. So
oh, that's not good.
Penalized players in the box for 4 minutes. A double minor called.
I should identify St. Joe's.
Or a major penalty, excuse me, to the Amherst players. So they are going to put St. Joe's onto the power play.
If it's not purple, it's maroon then, their colors.
It's maroon color,
Maroon,
yes.
okay, well, it's close. Worth. Power play. St. Joe's. Buckley. We're in the right corner. Gorin. Point. Left side it goes. St. Joe's very tough with a 4-minute advantage. They should be able to convert somewhere along the line with their talent. Scott, 17, first goal scorer of the game. Good job there. Toole taking off the play.
An injured Amherst player, too.
Gorin, yes, you see the player going off and being replaced now.
Oh, look at this, right now.
Wraparound shot denied.
Amherst player number 3, John Barreca, left the ice surface, and he was replaced quickly, but he was struggling to get off.
Scott had a golden opportunity, couldn't convert on a pass that went through the crease.
Oh, Amherst had another chance to clear it, and they weren't able to do so.
That was
Some of
Reeb.
the St. Joe's players are a little bit tired out on the ice right now as well.
Reeb couldn't get it through, couldn't clear it.
Crozier had a chance, and he ran into his own teammate.
St. Joe's changes on the fly. Toole's shot hit the post.
Boy.
Beat the goaltender that time. Sherman to his glove side and hit the post.
St. Joe's is playing 2 attackers on 4. 3 players went over to get
Hard shot down the ice.
some fresh skates out on the ice, and they were still able to maintain control of the puck in the offensive zone. That's real dominance. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the power play.
And that was Reeb who shot that one down the ice. But back right away is Windrum. Collins, 2 goals. He's looking for a hat trick. Drop pass. Murphy centered through the crease.
Got a little bit too fancy with it. He had a really good shot with some players in front.
Murphy
to
over the
screen,
blue
and he
line.
tried to pass it.
Over the blue line, they reset. Amherst down 9-1, trying to make this respectable here in the third period, playing for the future now. With only 3 seniors on their roster, 2 8th graders, and about 3 or 4 freshmen. A lot of underclassmen. So they may be a team to watch it either next year or the year after. Windrum shot, skate save, rebound. They are claiming a goal, but no, there is no goal. Crozier, hands up in the air.
He's still keeping him up there. He's trying to encourage the official to take another look. But the referee is saying that Sherman got control of the puck before it crossed the goal line right behind him. He lost it on the initial shot. You'll see him reach out and cover up and pull it back under his belly. and was able to just keep it out, and the official's going to give him a little bit of a break, I'm sure, as the margin is 9-1.
And across the blue line of the goal, and it didn't do it. Out over the blue line now, to center ice. DeGiulio back in his own side of the ring to chase it down. Will go behind his goaltender. And we believe that is still the starting goaltender, Paul Hansick.
Yes, it is. In fact, St. Joe's with a couple of backup goalies on the bench, but neither is going to see any playing time.
Now remember, this is single elimination, so you want to give your goaltender the work, even though you're leading 9-1. But he's not getting a lot of work.
You win your first-round game against the 8th-rated team. Oh, boy, that was a close play.
And Sherman, like a cat, covered up.
Against the 8th-rated team out of the division play. And one plays 8th, then you're going to move up and play some tougher teams. But you'll always, since you finished first, play the weakest team available as they move on through the quarterfinals.
Well, sometimes that works out. Let's watch the replay.
You see it's going to come right back off the skate of the defender and right at the doorstep of Sherman. Oh, a heavy hit at the center ice area.
Score! Wow, good move. Aaron Merzwa, his second goal.
And that came just at the conclusion of the power play. I don't know if it was a power play.
That was a great solo effort by Merzwa, and he's able to convert for his second goal of this game.
And I would guess that it was not a power play, as he
No
was
power
able
play.
to keep the play of the offensive zone as the final seconds of the penalty ticked off. Well, Amherst apparently has shifted goaltenders. We'll wait and see. Sherman has gone to the bench for this third period and replaced by the backup. But the only backup we saw there, whose name we didn't get, was the guy with the white jersey on.
Well, we'll have to get a number. Apparently, they're wearing Sherman's jersey.
What do we call him?
We'll still call him Sherman until we get clarification, but it's not Sherman. They switched the, we'll have Mark check that out for us. As soon as we get that information to you, I mean, this is not a professional level. What they do sometimes at this level is they just take one jersey off one player.
They do what they want to do.
Slap it on another player and go get them.
And we have a penalty coming up here. Perhaps we have a cross-checking call against Mr. Buckley. Buckley is going to the penalty box. Tom Buckley, the senior for St. Joe's, looking to continue his hockey career at some college that may be interested in his scoring and defensive skills on the ice. He's a very aggressive player, plays with a high level of intensity. And that's noted by all the other coaches in the league.
That was Sherman there that we saw in the white shirt. They just exchanged uniforms.
Amherst wins a face-off in
Can
their
you do that?
offensive zone.
Can you do that?
Well,
Apparently so. Okay, 9 minutes to go in regulation. I don't think we're going to need overtime here. It's 10-1 St. Joe's.
Amherst on the power play, though. Look at that speed.
That's Gorin. As Frank mentioned, he has got good speed. He flips it around the corner board.
Well, that's Scott Glenn for Amherst.
Or, excuse me, Glenn, who showed good speed. Goaltender handles for Amherst, and as soon as we get that information, we'll tell you who that is. Bartel clears it in. And there you can see Pohansic. He's still in there.
St. Joe's very quick to get on top of the puck and shoot it back out of their zone.
17,
A little bit of a hook behind the play there, no call made as the puck was intercepted, and 3-on-0 actually in front of the goal. If they could get the puck out from behind the net, St. Joe's would have been looking for number 11.
And Majerski has it taken away from him by Mathis. Mathis, number 11, taken off the play. And shot but not out by DeGiulio.
That was Glenn keeping it in with 10 seconds left in the power play.
And Varecka back out there, deflected. Can they poke it in? No. That's Jeff Bartle, who had the best scoring chance.
And I'm not sure if one of the Amherst players, or the St. Joe's players, excuse me, actually moved the net before the final shot was taken there. There may be a penalty call coming up here.
Now, Gary Panic
I think there was.
has gone to the bench, and I think you're right, Frank.
I think the defender on the play came in late. As you'll see the play come up. Now watch and see if a St. Joe's player just kind of reaches. Oh, he leaned his shoulder in. Yeah, you can't do that. And he got caught by the camera. So with Buckley in the penalty box, including his penalty, DeGiulio is going to go in and join him. 7:05.
And the clock running for some unexplained reason.
Running time here.
6:53 and still running. Time remaining in regulation time. And like we said, there will be no overtime tonight. 10-1, at least not in this game. St. Joe's in front. The clock down to 6:40. Amherst on the attack looking for goal number 2. It's Fandon. And then a good pass. A return pass, and the shot deflected off number 21, Reeves' stick. No, they're too tough there. That's Toole for St. Joe's. He clears it down the ice. Kyle, one of their top players, Kyle, check, spins away, it's stolen. Taken right away from Kyle by Richard Crozier. His shot to score! Richard Crozier, and the goaltender can't believe it.
Things happen. A little late getting into the game here in this third period. His final game of the season as a team, I'm sure. And the coach puts him in there, and he just never came out to challenge the shot. It was a weak floating shot, and it went just up over his glove hand. Reached out for it and just couldn't find it.
Watch the replay.
And they're coming right back.
You see the goaltender just could not believe that it went by him.
That was a short-handed goal for the St. Joe's Marauders.
It was a good play at center ice by Richard Crozier to steal the puck away. And then the shot actually should have been stopped.
Is that Crozier's second goal of the game? Richard Crozier for St. Joe's, his first goal of the game. 11-1 the score. There you see the player who's in the penalty box, and this guy's a happy guy. Tim DiGiulio, 6'2", 195-pounder, lives in Gettsville.
Gettsville, New York.
Power play is over for Amherst. Both teams are back at even strength.
11-1, St. Joe's leading. St. Joe's on the attack. Oh, there's a wicked hit there. The Amherst player goes down heavily.
Amherst player number 18. Doug Duquin, and he actually slipped a little bit and was driven a little bit harder to the ice on the contact.
And here is Crozier, who just scored. Crozier goes in circles behind the goaltender. Centers it for Buckley, and it's intercepted momentarily. Shot by Murphy, but deflected. Amherst clears to center ice. Amherst has gotten 1 in this game, but St. Joe's has 11 scores. Here they come again. Great pass. Score! Buckley. Beautiful two-man pass.
And the goalie went down, and he did the right thing. He had to protect as much of the net as he could. Stacked the pads, slid over to the short side, and Buckley put it up and over him. A beautiful shot with great puck control there for the St. Joe's Marauders. Mike Cannon. Wow.
Mike Cannon.
Cannon.
Yes, sir. We have him on a roster, too. Sophomore, 6'1", 170-pounder.
Cannon, the goaltender.
Normally wears number 1, uniform in the wash.
Mom said no dice.
3:50 to go.
Mom said no dice. He wasn't going to get out and play hockey. Maybe he snuck out tonight without the uniform.
So
who knows?
Our thanks to Mark Jaggard for that valuable information. We could tell you Cannon replaced the starting goaltender Sherman, who I thought acquitted himself pretty well out there. Tough assignment.
Yes, indeed.
Cannon
Another shot coming up.
will make the save and cover up.
They're going to say no dice. And look at the St. Joe's player into the net area, Mike Murphy, looking for a call to go his way, but the official lost sight of the puck and whistled it down. And when you're leading by this margin, you're not going to get too many calls to go your way.
Well, Murphy wanted that goal, but the officials right there said no way. 3:05 to go, and the clock continues to run. And you got to love it, high school hockey. And, you know, and I was going to say something before. You said 1 versus 8. Okay, they win this game, quarterfinal St. Joe's. Then they always take the lowest seed. But, you know, I'll be a son of a gun. Sometimes in sports, that doesn't work out to that team's advantage. They might get a hot team that comes up that instead of playing the second or third team, they might play the 5th team, but that might be the hot team. It doesn't always work out to your advantage by playing the lowest seed team. We see that a lot in football, and it works out that way because of the home field advantage, I think.
Well, I think that everyone plays for the top spot for that reason because the percentages are greatly in your favor.
Well, it is in football. I'm not so sure about in hockey. Good play, and the save, the rebound, shot a little bit wide by Brian Majerski.
Another penalty.
Oh, great save there by Cannon. He kicked it out with 2:14 to go. And let's go down to Mark on ice level for this special interview. Joining me now is the Williamsville East coach, Joe Tuzolino, who is also a chemistry teacher at Williamsville East. And Joe, I'd like to ask you, what are the preparations or possible strategies for today's contest?
Well, we'll probably go into the game like we did the last time we were on TV against St. Francis. They have tremendous scoring ability, tremendous speed, and basically the idea here is to just take care of our own end. They're going to get a lot of shots, but hope that they don't get multiple shots. If we can give them one shot and then clear the puck out, and we'll just try and take care of our own end and take any advantage. When we get a break, hopefully we can capitalize on it, and maybe the puck will go in the net. And that's basically what we did the last time, and we were real fortunate by the third period. The tide turned, and we had a real good chance of winning that game, although we were pretty pleased to tie it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joe, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
And the clock continues to wind down with 1:10 remaining in the game. It's 12-1 St. Joe's. I'd just like to say that St. Joe's has a very powerful team, and good luck to them the rest of the way in the playoffs. And Amherst, don't be too dismayed as we're under a minute to go. You've got a young team and only 3 seniors leaving this squad, Frank, and they're going to be a lot better next year. They will be a lot better in the future, the Amherst Tigers. Toole takes the shot, Cannon the save, and it went by him for a goal. Let's see. It looked like it went over the blue line, or the goal, or the red line, and it is a goal.
And it is a power play goal.
And he made the original save, Cannon, and it came out of his catching hand, and the momentum of the puck just went over the line far enough for the goal. Makes it 13-1.
And they're going to hurry to get back onto the ice because the clock is ticking down to 19, 18, 17. You see the replay there.
Look how close.
And it was a good try by Cannon. With 14 seconds left, we're going to come to the conclusion of this first round of the playoffs.
And it will be a St. Joe's victory. 5 seconds to go, 4 seconds to go. Well, I've got some people I'd like to thank, including our producer-director, Dave D., and our executive producer, Rick Carnett, and the rest of our outstanding crew. Frank, it was all St. Joe.
Oh, absolutely. They said they had to get out early to a fast start, control the territorial play, avoid stupid penalties. Everything fell into place for John Mickler's team, and they are on their way.
For Mark Jaggard, Frank Stewart, before mentioned Dave D., our executive producer and director on location, the rest of our outstanding Adelphia Cable crew, Walter John Sears bidding you so long, and the final score in the quarterfinal games, the number 1 seed St. Joe's, as expected, rolls on to a victory over Amherst and moves on to the semifinals in the high school playoffs. The final score, St. Joe's Marauders 13 and the Amherst Tigers 1.